In the year 1631, Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan lost his beloved wife, Taj Mahal, during the birth of their 14th child. Historical records state his grief was so immense that his hair turned white overnight. To honor her, he made a staggering promise. He would channel his absolute despair into constructing a memorial that would outlast human memory itself. He selected a massive 42-acre plot of land situated right across from his own palace at the Agra fort, ensuring he could always keep an eye on her resting place. But there was an immediate, severe problem with the chosen site. It sat squarely on the banks of the Yamuna River. Building a monument of immense scale on soft, shifting, wet mud was nearly impossible. To fulfill his vow without the use of modern technology or steel cranes, Shah Jahan and his architects relied on radical engineering to defeat the forces of the earth, gravity, and time. This cross-section reveals the core challenge, placing heavy stone directly onto wet mud. Unchecked, this structure would sink. To solve this, Mughal engineers dug a grid of wells, plunging 50 feet into the riverbed. Inside these shafts, they packed thick piles of ebony and mahogany. This choice reveals the exact physics behind the design. Most wood rots when exposed to water, but ebony and mahogany actually thrive in it. The constant moisture from the Yamuna River keeps the wood expanded and rock solid. Rather than fighting the river, the architects incorporated their biggest geographical liability directly into the design. The water itself acts as the lifeblood that holds the foundation structurally rigid even 4 centuries later. Down in the foundation, the river was handled. Above ground, however, a new threat emerged: earthquakes. The 4 towering minarets framing the tomb posed a deadly risk to the main structure. In this elevation view, we spot a deliberate illusion. The minarets aren't perfectly straight. They lean slightly outward. It's a vital precaution. During a catastrophic earthquake, the towers are angled to snap and fall outward into the gardens, leaving the central tomb untouched. The central tomb faced its own internal threat, the crushing gravity of its main exterior dome, standing 44 meters high and weighing 12,000 tons. A solid dome of that massive size would cave in. This cross-section reveals the secret: a double dome design. An 80-foot inner dome sits inside a larger exterior shell. The void transfers the 12,000-ton weight downward, channeling it through the exterior walls into a thick supporting base. These hidden structural safeguards transform the tomb into a resilient, armored defense system designed to withstand natural destruction. Creating that aesthetic perfection demanded a brutal logistical effort. Without modern transport, an estimated 1,000 elephants were used to haul massive 3-ton blocks of stone across 300 kilometers of rough terrain. The primary stone chosen was Makrana marble, extracted from deep quarries and prized specifically because it is slightly translucent, allowing it to capture and reflect light in highly unique ways. Once the marble was in place, craftsmen executed a microscopic level of detail using an Italian technique called pietra dura. They carved precise channels into the stone to inlay precious, colorful gems sourced from around the globe. To hold the tiny stones perfectly against the marble, they used a proprietary mixture of crushed lime, fresh egg whites, and specific resins. This exact chemical bond remains so tight today that if you run your fingers across the floral designs, you cannot feel the seam where the marble ends and the gem begins. They even manipulated optical geometry. Look at the black Arabic calligraphy framing the main arches. The letters at the bottom are physically smaller, and they gradually increase in size as they go higher up the wall. This deliberate distortion forces perspective. To a human standing directly on the ground looking up, all the text appears uniformly sized and perfectly proportioned. Every element of the build was obsessed with outlasting human existence, whether that meant engineering a 12,000-ton roof to flawlessly distribute gravity or mathematically adjusting the exact visual angle of a viewer's eye. Achieving this level of permanence required a staggering toll. It took 22 years of relentless labor, supported by 20,000 families living in massive temporary cities built entirely along the riverbank. And despite successfully constructing such an indestructible monument, Shah Jahan ultimately failed to protect himself from human politics. In 1658, his own son, Aurangzeb, overthrew him. Shah Jahan spent the final 8 years of his life locked away as a prisoner inside Agra Fort, with his failing eyesight reduced to gazing out at his masterpiece through a tiny window. When Shah Jahan died, Aurangzeb had him buried right next to his wife inside the monument. But doing so introduced a glaring architectural flaw to the otherwise perfect structure. Looking at this overhead floor plan, you can clearly see that Mumtaz Mahal's tomb rests in the exact geometric center. Shah Jahan's resting place, added decades later, was awkwardly shoved to one side, creating the only asymmetrical element in the entire complex. Today, the Taj Mahal is recognized globally as a monument to romantic grief. But the sheer fact that it still stands at all today, defying violent floods, destructive earthquakes, and the crushing weight of centuries, is a permanent testament to the thousands of invisible, brilliant hands that engineered it to outlive them all.